Welcome back, Game with King family, to another F1 Clash video, and we're here for our How to Win Series 7. Alright, so we've completed Series 7, and we're currently in Series 8, making our way up into the flags in Series 8. Series 8 is a lot of flags, 881 more to go. That's a lot of races. So it's going to take us a little time, and I don't have the time to race that much. So it's going to take us a little time to get up into Series 9. But we're going to be sharing with you the strategy we use for Series 7. So since the objective update, Hutch kind of switched up how the AIs operate or how the bots operate. And when you get those matches with the previous setups, they will be basically mirroring you. All right. And once they mirror you, they're basically going to be winning because they're going to be mirroring you. So let's jump into Series 7 here for first race on our setup. Ooh, we're at the 701 one. Alright, so this is the wrong setup that I have on. This is a test setup that I was testing last night. Let's see if it works in Series 7. I was testing this setup out for Series 8 last night. So yeah, let's see how it works in Series 7. Alright, we'll take a look at the debriefing, and then we'll jump into the setup for Series 7 and explain why I've choose to go that way and why I think you should also be going that way as well. Alright, so here we go for our race on the Spa. Let's see where we qualify. Antonelli should be out in front. There we go. P7, P22, P23 I should say. So nice qualifiers here for us. We're gonna go for the mediums and the hards. We might need to just go for the soft with Dawn. Yeah, let's just go. So the test setup still works in Series 7. For our drivers, average start, nice. Poor start, we're gonna cut off the power unit off of the poor start and just let it drive out. Average start, we can boost that. Now we can just boost that poor start out. So something I've noticed whenever you get poor start or slow start, even when you're boosting your drivers, they're just creeping along like the boost has no effect on them. So I've found out that if you just cut the boost and keep them on regular driving, they start off a little bit better than when you boost them off. Alright, so give that a try and let me know if it works for you. So here at Series 7, we're at the Spa. If you cannot get 2 to 3 laps on your levels, 2-2-2 is the best strategy to use. So I would recommend sticking to 2-2, sticking to the softs for the Spa, and then boost. Though this is not necessarily a video on track strategy, like per race strategy, like dive in depth down into the track on strategy. It's just showing you the best setup that you could use for that series to get you the easiest wins. But with these setups, you really don't need too much in-depth track details to go in-depth, deep down, because you just be flying through these tracks with these setups fairly quickly. But yeah, 6 laps, the 3-3 is the best if you can get 3 laps. And if you can't get 3 laps, then you want to go for the 2-2. We're going to go around with Dohan here again. Let him run out of tires on his way. Forgot to hit my DRS there. And let's just use up our DRS on our Dohan there. As we go around, he's going to run out of tires, and you can see his wet tires is 2-2, so he's still going to need to make another stop. So we probably should have just made the stop with him there. We're going to boost in more Antonelli now. Hopefully you have Kimi Antonelli on lock. If not, then I'll explain why we want Kimi Antonelli and why you should have Kimi Antonelli, and if you do have Kimi Antonelli, I will explain like why you should be using him for your Series 7 journey. Right? And then if you have something that's close to Kimi Antonelli, we will explain all of that when we get to the setup window. Right? So this race looks to be wrapped up. See our Antonelli way out in P5. You see Carlos Sainz seems to be on regular tires there, so he's stuck. Yep, so he was on hard tires. Lewis Hamilton also is on hard tires. There is Lewis right there. We're going to use our DRS now as we squeeze past Lewis. And let's bring in our Dohan here into pit, as he's going to need to make another stop anyways. I think the rival Albon will need to make another stop. We have this massive lead, so no way the rival is catching up to P3, so we don't need to worry too much. We're going to boost our Dohan now, getting the maximum amount of boost from your DRS by going your red speed. So red speed, and then hit that DRS, maximum amount of boost. Look at that speed, 146 is the maximum amount of speed we can get here at the Spa with our setup. Look at the rival just booking it. He's trying to put up as much points as possible with both of his drivers, so he can outscore us and take the win. The rivals do try to do that in Series 7 and Series 8, so be mindful of that. Make sure you don't just let your second driver fall by the wayside. Try to get as much points with him as possible. You want to focus on your main driver, and at the same time you want to try to get as much points with your second driver as possible. Even if it's P20, P19, try your very best to get those points, because the rival is going to try and push both of their drivers. Even if one of their drivers is basically a low-level driver like yours, they're going to try to push that low-level driver in P21 or P20 to squeeze that extra points off you, right? Alright, so we're going to take a quick look at the debriefing, and then we'll jump into the setup. I'm going to be explaining this test setup that I was running. As you can see, we had Antonelli and Dohan there. The rival did not mirror us in this one, but for the most part they're going to try to mirror you with the same thing that you have on. Alright, to the window. Alright, so reason why we're using Kimi Antonelli, while we pick Kimi as our main driver here in Series 7, and why you should pick whatever driver you have for your main driver. This is what you're going to be looking for. Alright, so because of the changes in the game, and the game is going to try to mirror your drivers, what you need to do is find the driver with the most qualifying stat. Alright, so you're going to need the driver with the most qualifying stat. We were using Behrman here. As you can see, he has a lot more potential in overtaking, defending, race start, and tire management over Kimi Antonelli. However, Kimi Antonelli has 12 stats over him on qualifying. And what that 12 stat does is allow Kimi Antonelli to always qualify in front of Behrman. Alright, and he's going to be qualifying in front of Behrman by a lot. Sometimes Antonelli will be qualifying P5, P4, P6, P7, while Behrman will be P10, P11, P12 going down the line. So that's a nice little gap right there. If you get a good start, your driver can go and pick up some positions, leaving the rest of the pack in the dust. Alright, So that's the main reason why we're using Antonelli. And what I would recommend for you to do is to select a driver with good qualifying. If you don't have Antonelli, then go with the driver with the best qualifying that you could find. All right. As for your car in C7, uh, this car is set up for Series 8 as I'm testing with more speed added to the car, because Series 8 is about speed. But for the most part, let's jump back down to our Series 6, Series 7 setup, which is going to be this setup here. As you can see, we focus on good cornering, good speed, and we focus mainly here in this setup on our qualifying stats. All right, we try to get as much qualifying stat as possible out of our setup. So with the more qualifying stats you get with a driver that has good qualifying, it's going to allow that main driver that you have to be pushed forward in qualifying, leaving the rival to qualify with your second driver in the back while you're qualifying with your main driver in the front. All right. Sometimes you're going to be getting some matches where you're going to be out qualifying the rival, but the rival team score is going to be really higher than your team score, and they're going to work their way back at you. All right. So sometimes, based on how you see your team score, how your team score goes, you want to be using a little bit of boost here and there. You don't really need to use boost every single race. When if you get a match, your for example your team score is 698 like mine here, and you get a match with 786, you want to use a boost on your main driver in that race, because the rival main driver is going to be coming back at your main driver, and basically he's going to take away that win from you. All right, so you want to try to add a boost in that one. But for the regular races where you get a match with your team score is neutral near your team score, 720, 705, 715, 698, 690 something, like here 712, that's normal. All right, a race like this you don't need to use any boost. That's regular normal race. All right, so here we go for a race at Silverstone. Remember to smash the like button if you haven't already done so on this video. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this video. And once again, qualifying stats paid off. Kimi Antonelli way out in P2. Alright, also be reminded that when your main driver qualify like this, way out in the front of the pack like this, you want to kind of try to focus on your second driver so he can score as much points as possible, because sometimes what the game does is mid-race the game picks up on what you're doing and the performance of your driver in front, and what they will do is that they know they can't catch your driver in front, so what they'll do is switch up their strategy to score as much points with both drivers. Alright, sometimes they'll do that, next time they'll just chill and allow you to win the race fair and easy, as you have outperformed them in terms of strategy wise. So sometimes they'll just chill and allow you to win, but for sometimes they're gonna work for it, and they're gonna let you work for it. Trust me. All right, I've seen those races. All right, all right. So yeah, fairly easy, fairly simple. Silverstone. We have rain coming in the middle of the race, so we're gonna just use our DRS right there. It's not the best place to use DRS, but I like to use my DRS somewhere about there. I like the best place I find to use DRS on this track is right after this corner here. When you hit that DRS, that's the best place I found. So you get it on two straights, this back straight and that side straight. And we're gonna go around, come back to wets for both drivers. Squeezing back into P2 there, as we were mainly focusing on Dohan in the back. You see the rival coming to soft tires, which is nice for us as the track is about to start getting wet. We can boost our Dohan there. See if you can squeeze back P21. He can't. Alright, so it's fairly simple strategy. Nothing extreme and nothing too hard to do. Nothing that you're going to need to use boosts all the time. If you're brand new to the game, this strategy works great for you because you don't really have a lot of boosts saved up. Alright, so Antonelli up there just cruising, chilling for the most part, out in the lead. P3, while the rival stroller is P18. That's a massive gap, and that is all because of the qualifying stat. Alright, this is why I said make sure you use a driver with good qualifying stat. If you don't have Kimi Antonelli, out of all of the lower level drivers, Kimi Antonelli is the best at qualifying. So you want to be using a driver with good qualifying stats. If you don't have Kimi Antonelli, just go with the best driver or the best qualifying stats you have. So we're going to go back to pit now. Let's bring in Dohan early here. Boost him. Man, we should have gone around with Dohan another lap. I just realized it was lap 5 he's on. So this is going to be lap 6 for him. So he'll have to make another stop. He's not going to be doing 3 laps on those tires. Alright, so for strategy wise here at Silverstone, 3-3-2 is what I like to use, or 2-3-3. If both your drivers are nice and close, I doubt they're going to be nice and close if you're running this strategy. They're never going to be nice and close. So 3-3-2 is a strategy I like to use. And sometimes when you see the tire setup saying 2-2, that means it can do 2 laps and a little bit more. Alright, so if you manage your tires pretty nicely to coming around, you may be able to do 3 laps. You're going to run out of tire on the 3rd lap, but you're going to run out of tire close to the pit stop. So for the most part, you can squeeze 3 laps out of your second driver. That says 2-2 on tire management. Alright, or you could not use Dohan and use a second driver with a better tire management stats than Dohan has, and he should still do pretty great. Right? Looks like the rain is over. Track is drying out. Everybody now switching to regular tires. Doesn't even matter anymore where Dohan finishes. He could finish P24 at this point, as Antonelli P2 has basically secured our win in this one. Let's just boost off for Dohan here and let him just burn out his tires. Has 8% to go on these wets. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So he's now going to be very slow, extremely slow. So P23 could be able to catch up to our Dohan here. P22 is out of tires, so he's not going to catch up. And P23 didn't manage to catch up to P22 much. Yeah, he caught P22, but he didn't catch us. So there we go, 27 points, massive victory. Once again, we're going to take a look at a debriefing. When you see the match nice and close like that, don't need to worry. at all, as you're basically going to be getting mirrored. As you can see, it's a level 1 Lance Stroll with a level 6 Esteban Ocon. Alright, and that was the car. They had good power unit. He had good qualifying stat as well on his car, but we had the better qualifying with our Antonelli and on our car. Alright, so that's the recommendation for Series 7 to get these easy races and how to win Series 7 fairly quickly and push through Series 7. Alright, so if you've been stuck in Series 7 and these tips help you out, remember to smash the like button. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, remember to subscribe for more F1 Clash content. And that's basically going to be it for this one. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.